Generally, it's vital to understand that science itself is an ethical, even a philosophical/religious enterprise. Why? Because the scientists who advance humanity inevitably operate within an a priori framework of faith. What are the elements of that faith? Belief that the world is orderly in its foundation, its nature, and its spirit. Belief that such order is understandable to the mind of man and woman. Belief that the pursuit of such understanding is possible and laudable. And a belief that good itself will come of the pursuit of understanding. There's a meta principle that underlies these more explicit rules, and that is that the understanding that the scientific aim must be true for the truth to be revealed. Much of what purports to be science now is instead the garnering of personal credit, career advancement, and economic gain that all derivative and essentially parasitic activity can temporarily produce. This does not result in truth. We should also not be confusing medicine, as currently taught and practiced, with science. The education of modern physicians may familiarize them with the basics of physiology and biology and the details of their specific practice. This is by no means the same thing as teaching them how to conduct or evaluate scientific research, which is something that takes years of specialized training to manage. Why am I making these points? When you're a scientist and you're doing statistical analysis, it's easy to believe, for example, if you don't know anything about science or statistical analysis, that the statistical process is a mathematics machine into which you pour data and crank out truth. And that is just absolutely not how it works at all. When you're doing statistical analysis, you're making 1,000 micro decisions, every single one of which is ethical. You have to decide which numbers to include and which numbers to exclude, and you have to understand why. And you have to work against your own hypothesis and even against your own research interests to ensure that you're not deluding yourself and the public. And if you're a careerist or interested in prestige, then all of that goes out the window, and what you produce will be highly misleading to you and everyone else. What would it require in the case that we're discussing to make America truly healthy again and to orient true scientists toward that aim? It's a retooling of the research enterprise from the top down as well as the bottom up, so that the goal would be clear, the incentives aligned, and the most productive actors identified, rewarded, encouraged, and capitalized. This could be facilitated politically by making a more specific goal clear. We could begin that, as we should, by formulating an appropriate diagnosis. We need to get the problem right. What is the major problem